Hello and welcome to a new phase of Uncut. As I was hinting in last episode, I was getting a little bogged down, I would say, with that campaign and how things were going, and I felt that I learned a lot and that I want to take that into a new game. Now, as you may realize by what's on screen and also the thumbnail of this episode, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing Imperial Germany in space. And I'm sorry if you guys felt that it was cut shortly. No pun intended. But think of this as season 2 essentially. At the end of the day, the Uncut series is really just so that I can create content for you guys that doesn't take that much time out of my day, and allows me to experiment with things, just play the game, right? So, what are we doing? Well, as I said, we are playing the Imperial German side. So if we have a look here at there we go. So we're playing Imperial Germany. And the focus on this campaign is going to be colonialism. It's going to be battleships. It's going to be cruisers. And just basically doing space, Victorian era, early modern era stuff. And I'm really excited to do it because I've been getting into a lot of history recently, and it's just definitely a very interesting time period that I'd like to emulate within this. We're in 1976. I can rationalize this as we're years and years on, where the German state still lives, and they've discovered transnewtonian technology and become the dominant power and all that stuff. Okay, so we're playing a conventional start. I have done one thing though. I have researched transnewtonian technology off the bat, and we're also playing on the same 20-20-20 rules that we originally played on in the last season, or in the Federalist Republic. Just because I like having lower. I've also done something a little bit different as well. So of course we're starting in Earth, but I have added Minerva, or the 8th or 9th planet, I believe, depending on your definitions, if you consider Pluto still a planet. But yeah, Minerva is a terrestrial world at the moment, and is about the size of Mars, a little under, I think. No, it's a little under Mars. It's about 1,800 less size of Mars, so quite more sizable in comparison to Mercury. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first things you do all the time whenever you start something like this up, turn on automated assignments, go over here, immediately begin academies, put everything to highest quality training levels. Then we're going to go over to this again. We're going to make sure we get our governors assigned. So actually, we'll do it from the other screen. So go over to the economics, go to governor. We want particularly production focused. So there we go. Hermann Spaller. We will have him be put into command. And then what else am I missing? I need to do. We need to set up the industry, of course. So we start with 800 conventional industry, and we'll need to convert that into transnewtonian industry. So that transnewtonian industry is going to. I'm going to say we'll do. We could do a 400, 300, 100 split. Yeah, so let's go 400. We'll do 400 construction factories. 300 mines, and anything else that I want. We could add more fuel refineries. We don't really mind though. We already have 40. I guess we don't, because that's coming from the industry. That's the industry providing that. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna put 50 in, and this is pretty standard for most of the games I do. And then the last is going to go into financial centers, I think, just to help kickstart our economy going forward here. So we're going to put 50% of our production onto construction factories. We're going to put 30% onto mines, and then 10% onto each of these, which will evenly split everything up correctly, and so that we won't have any direct issues regarding production times. So just upqueue all those correctly. There we go. And then we'll start producing labs and other stuff later on, of course. In terms of our minerals, corundium not looking too good. We got a good amount of magnesium, good amount of uranium, but yeah, not the worst Earth, but not the best either. We're going to be using a lot of corundum here, so we've got to be very, very careful of that fact. I'm going to expand the shipyard to, I think, a minimum of 5,000 tons. I think that's fair. So let's go for 5,000 ton, 3,000 ton shipyard. We'll add a slip by then when we go to 5,000. For you, we're going to aim for, I think, 30,000 for now. We may go high depending on the ships we need. That's generally what we're going to have for our cargo vessels. In terms of research, we need to go for sensors, specifically. We need geological survey sensors, and we make 48 research points, or I think it's 40 per. Yeah, 40 per. So that'll take us 5 years. But we could probably get a scientist to increase on that. We're going to need pressurized water reactors, though, so that'll take us 4 years of research. Can we get someone who's a little bit better at, like a biology and genetics guy? Can we have you change field, please? Change field to sensors and fire controls, which then gives us a 6%, I believe that was. So the sensors and fire controls, even that's an extra 20% bonus on top, right? Because 3x or is it 4x? I forget. Either way, that is going to be an extra 40 research points. An extra 20%, right? So that will complete that in 1918, and 1979 we'll have the pressurized water reactor done. In terms of shipyard task research, everything looks good. Ground forces, we're going to need to design those as well. And yeah, I think we're good to start the game off here. Yeah, let's get it underway. I'm just going to have us zoom in on Earth here, just to make sure that everything's correct. And then we're just going to do 1 day increments. Oh, I need to also turn events on screen. There we go. I also need to add in... I should be able to add in, 1 second, import colors. Select event colors. There we go. There we go. So now we have event colors, which is nice. We'll be able to show us anything that we need to be shown. And this is the joys of playing at a low at the start of the game. Is very, very fast. But if you're wondering exactly what we have in terms of our settings, basically 0 MPRs on the game start. Just because the lag, I feel, is not worth a hassle. And when you're playing at a low research start like this, you're going to have issues anyway. So there's not really much point regarding stuff. But yeah, look at that, bouncing, flying by. Always nice to see. We can complete concealed capacity upgrades, which is fantastic news. I'm going to expand the slipway here for the men's navy yard and for the Kupfer shipbuilding yard. Let's get both of those on the way. What's our work? So now we've got 78 million people who need a job, which is in stark contrast to our Shattered Empire series, where we have like 0.7 so 700,000 people are available for work, right? So it's a little bit different situation starting out. How's our expenditure going? We're kind of breaking even at the moment. What's our yearly expenditure? We're kind of getting a net loss, which is not good. That's just because of the amount of building we're doing. We also need to set up Naval Organization. I'll do that as we start building stuff in. There's no really point in making the fleets just yet, and I'm not going to min-max it just because it's just not fun for me to min-max that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll just continue to do our 5-day increments, and try and get the research that we need for our first survey vessel. And with our first survey vessel, we can then begin to survey the system and start making decisions based on that. I'm going to increase this to 5,000 tons. Just because as you increase the shipyard, the modification rate does go up. So it's always nice to do that. Okay, pressurized water reactor has now been completed. So I'm going to now put the research into nuclear thermal engines. That'll take us probably 6 years. Yeah, 6 years based on that. But we'll have sensitive fire controls done sooner, which then will divert into that nuclear thermal research. So I'm going to add 2 more labs to that, and then I'm going to put the remaining labs onto getting us better armor. we're going to need to get a defensive systems scientist. So we're going to go to biology, the place where we get all of our fields. And I'm going to give you to defensive systems, and that gives us an 8% bonus, which should give us a 25%-ish, 24% total bonus. So let's go with defensive systems. This is mainly for weight savings, less to protect the ship. So we're going to go for conventional armor immediately off the bat here. But I wonder what we'll find in Sol. We usually can get very lucky, you can get not very lucky. It really does depend on a lot of different factors. So conventional armor is about to finish up here. So there we go. We got composite, I believe that was. Yeah, conventional composite armor. Then we need a conventional advanced composite, which we're going to have Ulf Boffman. Excuse my German pronunciations of all these things. I will try my best. I believe that the Navy, I try to learn this. I believe, guys. Come on. I try this. I believe it's Kaiserlich Marine. I believe. Kaiserlich Marine. Something like that. I'm probably not enunciating correctly there. And all 10% of the people who view me from Germany are going to be mad. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, we're now going to equate into 50-50 here for the convert production, and those will be done in May. Industry's really taken off now. Mining is doing much better, and we're starting to get all of our stockpiles back up to where we want to go. My men's Navy Yard got up to its continual capacity of 5,000 tons. We're going to keep it at that for now, just because I don't want to go any higher. I think I'm going to increase this to 50,000 though. That is for sure. And we're going to definitely need a lot more shipyards for what we are planning to do. So keep that in mind. But yeah, the plan is to have big battleship navies, to have cruisers and destroyers and light escorts and all this cool stuff. As well as colonial armies and stuff like that. And that's really what I'm aiming for here. Okay, I'm going to put 50% of our production in another 200 construction factories, straight up. Then I'm going to put 25% production into research facilities. We're going to want to build another 10 at 25%. The remainder is going to go, we're going to put 10% into 2,000 infrastructure. There we go. We're going to then put the rest into stations, I think. I think I want to start building out our station infrastructure first. So I'm going to order up I'm going to order up we'll do 3 commercial stations at 15%. Okay. We're at those queued up and built, but there we go, mine's done. That now means everything should start the production it needs, and we completed into the correct armor. We should have nuclear thermal research soon, so we should be able to launch, hopefully, our first survey vessel by 1985. We will see, though. Next stuff that I'm going to want to look into researching is actually, I'm going to put a little bit of research into everything. So I'm going to give 2 labs to getting us 15 centimeter carronades. This is going to be for our patrol boat. In terms of sensors and fire controls and logistics and stuff, I'm going to put the rest into logistics research for cryogenic transports for transporting people. And that should be the priority there. So there we go. So nuclear thermal engine now completed. So we can begin to design a new vessel. We're going to label it a survey craft. Surveillance. Yeah, a survey corvette. We'll call it a survey corvette. I think that's apt. We're going to put 2 geological survey sensors on it, and then we're going to give it a deployment time. So I'm gonna real quick open up the Aurora optimizer. If you're interested in the optimizer, you head over to the Discord on the either Discord Aurora or onto my own Discord, and you'll be able to find this beautiful optimizer made by Ice Ranger himself. Really nice. So we're going to go for a 3,000 ton vessel. I want a desired range of 40 billion kilometers, so that gives it a operational range of 20 billion kilometers. So, for example, our operational range just means half of it, so it can move 20 billion kilometers and then move straight back if it needs to. Then we're going to give it a speed of 2,000. We're going to make sure we input the correct thing. So we have nuclear thermal technology, no power boost. We have a max size of 25 HS with a fuel efficiency of 1.0 and conventional advanced composite armor. No feasible solution apparently found for that. Really? Oh, do we need uranium armor? Yeah, uranium would probably do us better here. Yeah. We're gonna go for uranium first. We'll go for uranium armor first before we begin, but we will have a look at what exactly we can do with so that gives uranium, but what if, I mean, I only want like 60% there. Okay, so that gives us one engine. 16. Oh, that's pretty efficient. We got one engine, 24 HS, and that provides us 2,000 kilometers per second of thrust. Which is pretty good, I would say. That gives us 1,300 available tonnage, which we can spend 500 of that on geological services. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. So we're gonna design an engine that will fit this criteria. So we will get that underway immediately. So we're going to need a 24 HS engine, and that should be it. Yeah, no. Yeah, 24 HS. There we go. And we're going to classify this with a company name. So, Semper Metzger. Metzger? I do not know. We're going to go for Semper Metzger, M120. And then we're going to go for SC, or Survey Craft. Nuclear thermal engine, and I'm just going to put something good information in there. There we go. Actually, you know what will work best is I'll do a 2000, and that'll tell me that it's 1,200 tons as well, right? So we'll create that design. There we go. We'll put that into the research, and then we'll go straight over and make sure we get that research on the way. So I'm going to take away some laboratories from here. To get the engine done as quickly as we can. So I'll put 2 labs into that, and I'm going to take 1 lab out of 15 centimeter carronade and put that into here. And hopefully we can get the research we need done. Concealed capacity upgrade for cupola shipyards completed. That's completely fine in my behalf. We'll add another slip probably then. We might as well. We have the money to burn, so there's not really much concern. Okay, now we're just waiting for the research to finish. Slowly getting what we need. We've got 1 more laboratory on Earth, which is fantastic news. I'm going to put assign you into those, but getting more laboratories is really, really important when you're playing on a low research game. Okay, uranium armor research. The rest of the labs need to go into that. I'm going to also put into cryogenic transport. And in about half a year, we should be able to grab ourselves the engine that we need. There we go. So we're going to create a survey corvette, and I'm going to select a name for the survey corvette. Let's have a look for German names. German fast attack craft would probably work well. Gepard, Haier, Hermelin, Hermes, Hugin, Haiyan, Jaguar, Condor, Comoron, Kranich, Leopard, Leopard, I guess. I'm going to go for the Beirut. I thought I like that name. We'll go for the Beirut class survey corvette. And I will give the naming to German fast attack craft with a suffix or prefix, my bad, of SMS. Which basically means Her Majesty's ship, just in the German way of saying that. The way that the German words are used for that. So geological services on. We're going to throw on our engines. So there we go. We've got our single engine on here. And then I'm going to give it a deployment time of 48 months, I think would be fair. We need to give it enough fuel, so we need to give it a total of 400, I think it was 31,000 fuel. There we go. We're about 366 BP here. We could probably add another geological survey sensor now. We can't. That is unfortunate indeed. We can update the armor though, that's for sure. There we go. We do save quite a bit of tonnage on that armor. So could I add? Yeah, I can add an extra survey sensor on. Since it's going to spend most of its time surveying, that's a big increase, especially when we're playing at 20%, right? So if we have 3, so if this was a normal game, we'd have 3.0 survey, right? But it's not a normal game. We get 0.20 of that. So we get about, what, 0.6 survey points, but that's a big increase over 0.4 survey points. So, it's nothing to sneeze at. Nothing indeed to sneeze at. We're gonna add an engineering space here. We'll do a 36-monther then, and then I will add in some extra maintenance. Can I add? Yeah, I can add no. Oh, I got rid of the fuel storage, not the engineering space that I wanted to get rid of. Okay, so we'll do that, and I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm just gonna add in the extra fuel. There we go, 39.8 billion kilometers. That works. 3 geological survey sensors, 0.5% failure rate with an MSP of double, 2,000 kilometers per second. I'm very, very happy with this design. There's nothing wrong with the design at all. Yeah, well, let's get that built immediately and get that underway straight into our shipyards here over at the men's Navy shipyard. So we're going to go for a retool for the Beirut class vessel. The SMS Greif, or Griff, I'm not sure how that's exactly pronounced. We're going to produce one of those, and then the SMS Tiger, we're going to produce one of those. Those will be done on March 1st, 1987, which is in quite a bit of time, no? In about 2 years. I would have thought we'd be able to build quicker than that, no? Apparently that takes us 1.5 years to produce with a mod rate of 480. I think that'd be a little bit higher. What if I were to stop? Could I stop the delete task? I don't think that changes it, no? No, it doesn't change it. So, just keep adding those to the shipyard, and then I'm going to go over to Naval org, and we're going to create ourselves a new survey admin command. And we're going to call this Kaiserlich. And give me a second while I find a suitably German name for this. I need to figure this out. Okay, that's a interesting name. Well, we'll call it the Kaiserlich Umfragebirtel. I'm not sure if that is correct. English to German. Imperial Survey Division. Yeah, okay, so that's not correct. So we're gonna call it this. Like, Jesus, that name. Vermessung Sabitellum. Okay, guys, listen, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's gonna be survey. And we'll put first. Yeah, so we'll put first survey division. I'll put that under the Kaiserliche Marine. And then we'll get that researched. We need to continue our research specifically. And put 5 onto those logistics. We're going to go straight back in for better engines. We got carronades on the way here. I would like to put some research into getting us just slightly better fire controls, get us better beam fire control stuff, get active sensors as well. There's a lot of these preliminary research we need to do when we start on a conventional start, and that is part of the challenge. That is part of the challenge indeed. Slipway added to a couple of shipyards. Perfect. And we should be looking at construction here in 1987. The SMS Greif and the SMS Wildshaven. Wildshaven? This series is just going to be known as me messing up German pronunciations. I am sorry if you are German or Austrian or anywhere that speaks German. You know, it could be in Africa or could be in Africa, could be in certain parts of Europe, like Belgian speaking German, German speaking Belgium, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, we're generating 0.66 primarily based on bonuses here, so that was definitely worth that extra little bit of survey sensor, in my opinion, even though the cost did go up a little bit on that. So we're going to give them normal standing orders here. Very basic. If you watched any of my series before this, you'll know exactly the kind of orders I give to vessels like this. It can't really do that, can it? So there's not really getting on which point. So we're just going to have fuel less than 50%, then refuel, resupply, and overhaul and colony. Actually, no, we don't want to, just refuel at colony, and then if deployments are exceeded, refuel, resupply. There we go. Let's find what we got ourselves tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Is how many hours? Okay, there we go. So they're going to set sail. The SMS Greif is going to head for Luna, and the SMS Wildshaven is going to be heading for or Greif. I'll have to figure that out. So he's going to be serving Luna, and then the Wildshaven is going to be serving, I believe, a asteroid. I'm not too sure on that, but let's go for 8 days, and it's going to continue to survey along. Finished our surveillance of Luna. Luna does not have any minerals on it. It doesn't usually, but definitely feels a little bit unfortunate in regards to that. But if you guys are wondering what it's surveying right now, it's surveying the asteroid field. It should be. Yeah, there we go. It's surveying all those asteroids, and so we can kind of have a look at that as the increments go by. 200 days until that's done. Did we get nothing on Venus, really? That is really unfortunate, not getting anything on Venus. So again, okay, we're now going to have a look at Mars. Come on, Mars. Come on, we need something. Please tell me we're not going to have a situation where we have nothing in the entire solar system. Okay, Mercury could have some stuff, potentially. But right now, they're just going to be serving those things. There's going to be a lot of asteroids, primarily, that they'll be having a look at. Okay, Mercury now being surveyed. Okay, Mercury has things. Thank God. Mercury. 0.4 million neutronium. 4.1 million boronite. 400,000 uridium at 0.1. Okay, that's not horrendous, but there's no corundium there. I just hope we have thorium in the system. That would really be annoying if we had no thorium. Okay, well, Jupiter as well as Jupiter's going to get surveyed here, which is good. We're going to figure out exactly what is on Jupiter. And if we have thorium on it, which would be really nice to have. I think we do. Okay, we have 1 million thorium. That's not that bad. We do have thorium, which is good. Are there any... Okay, we'll wait for the finished surveying of all the moons to see if we find anything. So Io, Wild, NK, Tertial, Herschel, Faye, Callisto, Europa. Okay, so we have 2.1 million tons of uridium on Europa, which is good. Europa is on Saturn, no? No, that's Titan. I'm thinking of Titan. Callisto has uranium and iridium. Okay, so there are some colonization targets in the ice giants. We'll have to see what Titan and Saturn give up here. Enceladus, all that other stuff. See what we get out of it. But yeah, we're finishing surveying progress pretty quickly. It's only been a few months, and they've really gone at it. Oh, something I haven't done that I should have done. was to assign someone to the Naval Command, and so this was a mistake. I should have assigned to the Academy Commander, not Academy Commandant, to the Naval Admin Command. I should have assigned a survey person. So Captain Hans York Lysing. That's what I'm gonna just don't worry about the naming. Okay, done. And then okay, so that should now increase the bonus. Please, let's increase the bonus too much there, but it should have some effect. I'm not sure if it shows it or not. Saturn does not look like it has anything. Jupiter, Mercury, Eureka, Whipple, any is Titan at all? No. This is not a very lucky start, I'll be honest with you guys. Not a very lucky start at all. Okay, we're now surveying Uranus. Okay, we have stuff on it, which is good. Yeah, we have more Sorium. That's always nice to have in our back pocket to run our navies off of. And now we're getting to the outer solar system here. First, the need for refuel from the Greif. And Neptune is now going to be surveyed, which is interesting. Nothing found on Neptune at all, which is not fun, I will admit, not finding anything over on Neptune. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm now gonna bring it up to 1 day increments as the spaces. We gotta see the distance right with Minerva to the inner system. It's about, what is that? 10 billion? 16 billion kilometers? Yeah, about 17 billion kilometers away. Which is quite a lot when you think about it, realistically speaking. But, you know, it is there. And if we build a Lagrange point on Minerva, could we even build a Lagrange point? I think we could. I think we could build a Lagrange point. It's also got moons, which may have things. But we could potentially build a Lagrange point on the planet. I'm not too sure, though. Okay, we're continuing to survey, getting refuels, refits. That's perfect. Right now, we're going to primarily be waiting on getting cryogenic transports done so that we can begin to move people and cargo to colonies to start up our civilian industry situation. And then from that point, we can begin to look towards establishing a small patrol navy and a bunch of other things that will be important. I am going to focus on researching. I'm going to put 3 laboratories. I'm going to get 3 labs. I'm going to have you go into Trans-Newtonian cargo shuttles. That's a long research, so I'm actually only going to put 1 in. What I do want though is construction and production. I'm going to put 5 laboratories into getting us a better research rate. That increases our research by 20%. So that's a 20% increase, which is not a small thing, and we need to get that going immediately. So we've got Trans-Newtonian cargo shuttles on the way, 57mm carronades, which will be done soon, which is a 6-inch gun. I'm going to be using inches just because it sounds cooler. I'll be honest with you guys. But yeah, so now we need to design ourselves 2 new vessels. And these are going to be, first one's going to be a colony ship. Second one is going to be a cargo ship. And this is the classic Aurora opener where you go cargo ship, colony ship, use them in the same shipyard if possible. And it generally works out pretty well. I'm going to name these could name them after animals, creatures. Cities would work, I think. Yeah, we'll name them after cities. So that's the Aberdeen. Doesn't really sound very German, but, you know, it's a commercial vessel. It would have people from all over the planet. Just because we're playing the Kaiserreich, just because we're playing the Kaiserreich does not mean that, you know, we can't have names from other cities for certain ships anyway. Okay, so we're going to need to design ourselves a commercial engine first off. So we're going to go for a size 25 commercial engine. We need a 0.5 to make it commercial. prototype that design. And then I'm going to put that straight into research. I'm going to cancel this for now. Go over to our power propulsion person. There we go. We're going to go for Steffi wartime. We're going to get that researched immediately for what we need. Did I prototype it by mistake? Maybe. May have prototyped that by mistake. Yeah, I did. It's fine. We'll just go for the design. So we need... I'd say 4 engines is fine. Let's go for speed. I want a commercial. Commercial. We're going to say max engine plus fuel 30%. 20 billion kilometers. We're going to give it a speed of 500 kilometers per second with a total tonnage of 30,000. That means 4 engines, 25, 0.5. That gets us a speed of 500 kilometers per second. Perfect. Exactly what I'm after. So let's go for cargo shuttle. Well, that gives actual tonnage of 2,500, right? So we'll go for a standard. Yeah, we need like a 40 kiloton. So we need 6 engines. Yeah, we'll go for 6 engines. Then we need to add in a standard cargo bay. Then we need to add in the fuel we will require, which is going to be 466,000 liters of fuel. So a tiny fighter. Get that up. There we go. Give it a conscript crew because we don't want to give it anything bigger than that. We don't need to worry about the deployment time for various reasons. We need to add in the cargo shuttle bays now. I'm just going to add... that's a lot of cost though, I will admit. That's 20, so that'll be like 100 extra cost. We'll go for cargo multiplier... Yeah, get diminishing returns, I think, after the second. After the third, so we'll go for 3. And that'll give us a speed of... I'm going to give it a little bit extra fuel now. And that'll give us a total speed of 3,600. Oh my god, please don't tell me I have to... Nah, it's doing this. It's doing it again. It's doing it again, and that's really annoying. Where doesn't properly thingy. Fine, we'll keep it under that. Either way, 520 kilometers per second, 25,000 ton worth of cargo, 3,600 size. That works, and then we're just going to copy this vessel actually, and then I'm going to delete this class, and I'm going to then select a name. Let's call it the Alexandria. So this will be SMS Alexandria. Well, I guess we're not really even going to give it that specific designation, but I am going to grant it give it like, they're going to have actual names. It's just that we're not going to give it the SMS because it's not Her Majesty's ship. It's a commercial vessel. It's not within the jurisdiction of Her Majesty, her or His Majesty, my bad. If it was a Kaiser, likely His Majesty. And yeah, so we're going to have the Alexandria. We need to get rid of the cargo hold. And then add in our own cryogenic transports, which provide 10,000 people transportation. So there we go. I'm going to remove a little bit of fuel. So just get all that down. Remove that piece of fuel, and then we can begin to add on to it. The big problem with stuff like this is that the cryogenic transport is a lot more expensive than the cargo ship. That's kind of the issue. So we may need 2 shipyards, and I would not be surprised if that were the case. We should have them. Yeah, we do have one. So I'm going to capacity upgrade this to 40,000 tons to get this sorted out. And then I'm going to do I'm going to retool this to the oh yeah, we need to actually get the engine first. My bad. Let's get that engine underway immediately. Power and propulsion, we have laboratories available, which is perfect. Let us take immediate research into EP62.5 engine. As we continue to survey across the system, And we completely switch to our 15 centimeter carronade, which is perfect. And don't think, yeah, we're gonna need some fire controls really. So I'm gonna just get the bare minimum for a working vessel. So active grav sensors is a must. We need an active grav sensor. Can we make a fire control at the moment? Yeah, we can. So we just need an active sensor to actually be able to have a vessel that works. And it'll be pretty bad, but it will provide us with perception value, and it will also actually be a working vessel, because I don't really want to cheese it like I usually do. So we're going to add extra labs to that. There we go. Complete research on our commercial engine, which now means that we can build the Alexandria as well as the Berkeley. We saw the shipyard for the Berkeley class. And I'm going to go into shipyard creation. Yeah, so we can only build the Berkeley. So I'm going to build 3 fighters, and we need to wait until we can build a colony ship. Now, colony ships are going to take 3 times as long, just because it's a lot more expensive, the components actually on the design. Oh, I say by accident there. If I go to power and propulsion, we want to continue our research specifically into pressurized water, improve pressurized water reactors, so we can get improved thermal engines, which we can then use. Infrastructure complete. I'm going to start construction of mines. So I'm going to order up 200 mines at 10% for now. And then we'll bring that up to 25% as soon as we can. Okay, the Aberdeen, Adelaide, and Albany all finished construction. And then I'm going to create a... we got to go on the Google Translate again. So English to German, boys. We got to find it out. So Imperial Logistics Division. Imperial Logistica Bertelung. Bertelung? I have no idea. So we're gonna create a new logistics. Go to create admin. Imperial Logistics Bertelung. Logistica Bertelung. I have no idea how you pronounce the end of that. Vermasum. It sounds French almost, I guess. Well, it's a lot of similarities, right? In some ways. So we're going to detach these vessels. Call this the first cargo group squadron. Yeah, we'll call it squadron. I'm going to use English for this, just because I'm going to be real with you guys. I am not. Everything's not going to be in German, because at that point I'm just going to start speaking German, learning German, and we're all going to be German. And I don't want to be German. Anyway, we're going to need to actually assign someone there to make it actually useful. So Naval admin commands. And then we need logistics to help unload, reload. We're going to add Captain Harold Schrick. Shrek? Is it just Shrek? Which would be hilarious if it was. Okay, first task is going to be to load infrastructure and to unload it over on to... I believe you guys can carry 30 infrastructure at a time. I believe. Just load infrastructure real quick. I want to see how much that actually takes. Yeah, 30 infrastructure, right? So unload that back onto Earth so I can get the orders correct again. Okay, now I want you to load infrastructure. Then we're going to go and colonize ourselves Luna. So create colony. Lunar colonization. And then we're going to unload all installations, refuel from Earth. So let's bring out the calculator, right? So I just want to send 1,000. So that means we're going to need, 1,000, divide that by 30, gets us 33.3 trips required. So I'm just going to give it, what would that be? 960. Yeah, so that'll get us to 970, 940, 910. 910, so we're going to need 33 exactly, right? So that's how many trips I'm going to do. We're going to repeat the orders a cool 32 times. There we go. And that'll take not that long. Not that long at all here. To get that infrastructure moved straight off and onto the planet. Now we're being overhaul as we finished up surveying most of the solar system with those two vessels, which has been really, really impressive considering they've only been in service for about 6 years, I think now. No, 5 years, 4 years. Something akin to that. Now we're going to retool this shipyard for immediate construction of the Alexandria class Albuquerque vessel. So we're going to give that into a shipyard fleet. I'm also going to order construction of 3 more of these vessels to be built. But yeah, we should be able to finish up moving all that infrastructure over. There we go. So that means Luna should have 990 infrastructure, yeah. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for... Oh, our racial wealth situation is not looking good at all. Total expenditure, annual racial wealth. Yeah, we're actually taking issues. We're having wealth issues. What is the biggest problem? Wait, how much does the research facility cost? 2,400 in terms of wealth. We're gonna pause on the research facilities for now, and I'm going to reduce this to 25. Begin immediate construction of 100 financial centers. Then for and how long it will take for that colony ship to be done? 4.1%. So that'll be done 1993. These freighters, they need to immediately begin loading the infrastructure and bringing that over to Mars. So we're going to begin immediate colonization of Mars as well. I'm not going to 2000 for any one planet just because I want to kickstart it off, and I don't want to have to immediately deal with planetary protection value. Because once they get to 10 million, they'll start demanding a planetary protection value, and then we'll have issues regarding that. But yeah, that we will repeat those orders. That'll take him about a year to complete, and we'll continue to move over that infrastructure accordingly. So hopefully our wealth situation should be improving. I'd hope it would be. Well, that's brought the costs down, but hopefully once we start, I'm also going to, that's brought costs down. I will say that. That's brought the costs down, but we need to start getting third financial centers as quickly as we can, realistically speaking here. 3 more Buckleys completed. I'm going to assign those to join up with the main. Actually, we'll just create a new one. And we'll call this the second cargo group squadron. We'll say that a squadron is 3 freighters. That'll be the idea. And we'll be able to begin mining operations on the world. So Mercury is definitely a target of colonization because we can actually habitate people on the planet there. There's nothing that says we can't. Shipyard's done. I'm going to order the rest to be put into immediate production of financial centers to get us out of our economic issues. But we should now be starting to make a profit again with that. So now we have both Luna and Mars fully done, so to speak, in regards to they're fully done in terms of the infrastructure they require. So they can host about 5 million to 4 to 5 million people. It's going to take us till 1993 though to get us the ship we need. The Greif completed her overhaul and is heading for more asteroids, and so is the Wildschaven. Okay, the Warshaven cannot carry out its orders. I'm going to head back to Earth. So what is the exact distance between Earth and Minerva? Look, it's just a little bit too out of range. I probably should have built for longer. I'm going to create a copy of the Beirut. And I'm going to go for Beirut Flight Extended version. And the improvements I'm going to make to it will be in regards to fuel. So we're going to lower the deployment time, but we're going to increase the amount of fuel by 1/3. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get rid of one of the geological survey sensors and then increase the remainder of the fuel. With the idea that this will allow us to then reach Minerva. So I'm going to retool that within the shipyard. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I'll need a retool. No, I won't. So I'm able to just easily refit that on. So I'm going to head you back to Earth to refuel, resupply. I'm going to remove your standing orders here. Same with you, and you're going to head straight back to Earth. And then we're going to get you flight extended. Okay, the Wildshaven has completed orders. Let's begin immediate refits. So we want to begin refits. From the Beirut, refit from to the Beirut flight extended. There we go. Okay, there we go. The Wildshaven has been refit. Give it new orders to service nearest body. And then we're going to get the Greif back over here. There we go. And then we're going to have a full refit of that as well to extend its life. So Beirut to Beirut flight extended. There we go. Wildshaven is up to carry out primary orders. I guess it does have a little bit of issues regarding that. Head towards Minerva. That'll take you 130 days to reach. Greif has completed orders. A Greif survey nearest body if you can, please. I guess you just can't because of the significant distance. So just head to Minerva then. Okay, we completed research of improved pressurized water reactor. Let us begin then research. I want to get some research into better fuel efficiency before we go any further. Actually, how much is improved nuclear thermal? It's not that much. It would take us 10 years at this point to get, which I'm not opposed to. If we do 9 into it, we can go straight for improved, and that'll take 4 years. That's actually, or less than 4 years actually. Probably about 3.5. All right, let's get the. They have arrived, and I'm going to tell them to begin surveying nearest bodies. There we go. Should now begin to survey. And that does Minerva have anything on it? That is the question of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Does Minerva have anything? It does. It has some gallicite. It has corundium and corbamite, but they're all at really low accessibility, so it's not really useful to us. So I think that's where I'm going to leave the episode off. We're going to be getting into colonization in the next year. Going to be extending our reach. We've surveyed practically the entire system and every single planet within the system. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I know it's a little bit shocking to go straight into a new series, but I just was kind of losing interest in the last one. I wanted to do something fresh and fun and new. Let me know what you think about the series, and as well as what direction you want us to take with it. Yeah, and let me know how bad I pronounce my German names. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.